Hey, 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 hey. What's good, everyone? Hey, hey, welcome to another episode of So glad y'all tuned in. We have another exciting episode for you. This is going to be a good one. So, get seated, get ready, and let's get ready. What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Reverend Najuma, and thank you for being tuned in to another episode of Speak Pink. I'm super excited to be on with you all today, and really excited to share with you today's episode on overcoming self-pity. How to get out of self-pity. I have discovered that one of the most notorious emotions we can get caught up in and spiral downward in is the feeling, the emotion, and some have even said it's an addictive drug that's called self-pity. It's that downward spiral where you go down, down, down in your mind and really begin to believe and feel and think that your life, your situation is the worst ever in the whole wide world, and that there is no other way out. Self-pity is most dangerous because a person can get stuck in self-pity for a number of days, weeks, months, even years. Self-pity has the ability to have you stuck in a place for an extended amount of time. And even though time has moved forward, people have moved forward, situations have moved forward, you can be stuck mentally, emotionally, spiritually in a place that has passed a long time ago due to self-pity. Self-pity is that overwhelming sensation of feeling that this particular situation or this particular scenario or this experience is the absolute worst. I'm the only one, and there is no other alternative. So today I want to talk to those who are struggling with self-pity, who keep having their own pity party and trying to invite others to join them. And I lift this message of overcoming self-pity today because I've been in conversation with a few people this week, especially since the launch of the podcast. And one of the things that I've heard more than a couple of times is the woe is me syndrome. And let me be very clear. I'm not suggesting that I've never struggled in the area of feeling sorry for myself. I've had some traumatic experiences in my life, some more recent than others. And it's easy to feel like the world is against you and you alone. Because trauma is real, difficulty, challenges are real, things that have happened are real. And we take nothing from that. But what is also very real is there is life, there is gladness, there is opportunity, there is revival, there is restoration, there is hope, there is joy after trauma, after a challenge, after a dark experience, after a devastating life challenge. There is life. There is more. And if we're not careful to get the tools to get out of self-pity or to recognize self-pity and then to get out of self-pity, we'll stay stuck in that place for years and miss out on what all that life still has to offer. So I just want to share with you a couple of things that I know have worked for me and others in getting out of the mode of self-pity. And it's not because, and I share this today because what I do hope that you gain from our Speak Pink podcast is a strong sense that no matter what you've been through, you can get up and you can live forward in a way that is strong, in a way that is powerful, in a way that is impactful, in a way that is brilliant, in a way that is magical even. That where your last point of your greatest pain, whatever that point is, whatever that place is, that does not define the rest of your life. Your last, most difficult experience does not define the rest of your life. So here's a couple of things that I want to offer to you, and then we'll close with a brief meditation on today's episode. The first thing I want to share with you about overcoming or getting out of self-pity, some things that you can do is first is to really deal with your feelings. When you feel yourself going down this tube of self-pity, or if you know someone, because maybe it's not you, maybe it's someone you know going down this spiral of self-pity, is to really wrestle honestly with what you're feeling, why you're feeling that, what's really going on. This is some honest reflection. This is truthful reflection. And sometimes when we pause, and this is something that I offer to people all the time, is to pause, sit quietly with yourself, and really look at what is happening and look at what's not happening. Sometimes we can use big words like, everybody hates me. I have a 5-year-old, and every now and then she'll have a challenge with with her brother or with my nephew, and she'll stomp out of the room and say, everybody hates me. Really, Zuri, everybody? Because I only see 2 people in the house, so it can't be everybody. But self-pity will have you thinking everybody hates you, when really your big brother just doesn't feel like playing with you, right? And so analyze, sit with yourself, really discuss with yourself what's really going on, what's really happening, and be honest about the scenario with what is, but also with what is not. Another opportunity in getting out of self-pity, when you feel yourself spiraling down this place of self-pity, something else that you could do in addition to sitting with yourself and being honest about your feelings and honest about what is happening and what isn't happening. The second thing that I want to invite you to do is journal. Journal about the experience. Write it out, look at it, face it, deal with it. It's amazing what writing to ourselves, about ourselves can do. The clarity that we can gain, the insight that we can gain, and the opportunity to get it out of your system. I know I have journals that go all the way back to when I was just coming out of high school. And it's amazing that what writing in a journal can do to help you to be reflective, but also really see and face what you're dealing with. A third opportunity when you feel like you're struggling with the area of self-pity is to get around healthy people and run the scenario by them. Run it by someone who you trust, someone who you know may have your best interest at heart. And allow them to pour into you honest conversation. Say to them, I'm feeling like the world is against me. And then allow that person who loves you to say, no, the world isn't against you. You do have someone in your job that's challenging you, but the world isn't against you. Sometimes having a really good sounding board, someone who can help you get out of that space, someone who can be honest with you and say, I know it feels like the world is against you, but it's really just one person on your job that's giving you a difficult time. And so allow someone into your life and allow that person or persons in your life, share with them what you're feeling, how you're going downward, and allow them to speak into your life and help you pull you out of that self-pity place. Something else that I have found to be very helpful is meditation. Really getting quiet with self. Breathing. Meditation allows us to be absolutely present with right now. Self-pity tends to be a dwelling in the past without any vision of the future. And so when a person is dealing deeply into self-pity, going downwards, they're really stuck in what happened or what didn't happen, who said what, who didn't come through, without the ability to see a pathway forward. And you can get stuck there. But what meditation does is allows us to be present with what is right now. Where am I right now? What's happening right now? And then, me, I'm a pastor, I'm a minister. And so I'm always going to give you some biblical encouragement, right? Prayer, worship, praise. These are all spiritual steps that we can take to help us come out of the mode of self-pity. Again, self-pity is most dangerous because it really does fuel us being stuck. It fuels a life of being stuck in a particular time, in a particular instance, in a particular moment that has long since passed. It really does have the ability to consume our thinking where we cannot see a pathway forward. And here is the big idea, the big nugget I want to leave you with. No matter what we've been through, there is always more after. There is life after. There is joy after. There is hope after. There is goodness after. There is possibility and potential after. There is thriving after. There is revival after the deepest, darkest, most challenging difficulty of your life. And self-pity will rob you of that. Self-pity will rob us of the notion and the understanding and the clarity that no matter what I'm going through, I still have life afterwards. And so I wanted to encourage you today, if this is you or someone you know, I want to encourage you to go back and re-listen to this episode, but don't allow yourself to get stuck in self-pity. Re-listen, listen over and over again, work the steps, and continue to do the work on yourself to stay out of self-pity, because there's still so much more that God has in store for us. And if I haven't learned anything in these last year and a half, since even the loss of my son, is that even after the darkest day, the sun still does come up. Even after the darkest moment, there still is joy. You have to go for it. You have to be intentional. You have to do the work. But it's available to you. It is available. So let's tone down the music on the pity party. Let's close the door on the pity party. Let's shut down the pity party. And let's go for the life party, the celebration, the more, the greater, the brighter, the brilliant, the blessing, the goodness that's still available to you. Let's get out of self-pity and get into celebrating the life that's still available for you and I. So thank you for being tuned in to another episode of Speak Pink. I'm super excited to be on with you all. And stay tuned, because we have so much more to bring you, so much more to offer. And I'm so very grateful for your time, your attention. And here is the meditation I want to leave you with this episode. I am more than my last worst experience. I am more than my last worst experience. I am more than my last worst experience. Life is more than my last worst experience. Thank you all for being tuned in to Speak Pink with your girl, Pastor Jew. Peace. Hey, 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 hey. Thank you. Share this with someone. Encourage someone. Inspire someone. Let them know. Let them know that they're more than their worst last experience. Hey, hey, hey. Thank you for being tuned in to another episode of Speak Pink. Peace and blessings.